Okay, Thong Jack, I think we should start now. The moderator. It's coming. We come and join later.
Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Namo Buddhaya. Very good afternoon, respected Ma Sangha, respected Rev.Dr. Jeik, Dharma Professor, etc. You all participants in our Winfield Dharma English Club. My name is Thong Jung. It's really honor and privilege for me to be the moderator for the talk today. So, before starting our virtual meeting and dialogue, I would like to invite all of us to put your palms together to recite the Buddhist name for 3 times in Pali language. Venerable Rev.Dr., kindly raise your voice first, please.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa.
Thank you very much. Now, it is my pleasure to announce the following program today. Number 1, introducing participants. Number 2, opening remarks and introducing chief guests by Venerable Rev.Dr. Number 3, speaks with our chief guest, Rev.Dr. Jeik, the One Buddhist International Chinese Center of Hawaii, USA. Number 4, question and answer session. Number 5, word of thanks by Venerable Dr. Rev.Dr., the founder of Winfield Dharma English Club. The first club I have right, I am home. And it's a meaningful meeting today. It's really my pleasure and honorable for us to welcome Reverend Dr. Jeik, the One Buddhist International Chinese Center of Hawaii, USA. Venerable Dr. Rev.Dr., founder and president of Winfield Dharma English Club, Vietnam. All teacher, faculty members, Dharma Professor, etc., or member of the club. Once again, warmly welcome all of you to this great virtual meeting today. Now, I would like to invite Venerable Rev.Dr. for opening remarks and introducing our chief guest today. Venerable, please, offer some mic to you, please. And
Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Respected Rev.Dr. Jeik, dear all members of Winfield Dharma English Club, Dharma brothers and sisters, very good afternoon to you all. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome my friend, Venerable Dr. Jeik, to our Winfield Dharma English Club. Thank you so much, Bante, for your kind acceptance of our invitation as a guest speaker today. As we know, Winfield Dharma English Club was founded in School of Buddhist Studies in Bundan Province in 2020, with participation of more than 200 monks and nuns. Now, we are active in learning Dharma English under the form of Buddhist English Club that we use English as a medium language to understand the Buddha teachings, along with the improvement of our necessary skills of English, reading, speaking, listening, and writing for our members. I think it will be a strong foundation and valuable preparation for them to study abroad in future. It is a basic step for all our members of the club to have a good chance to learn Dharma to English and to understand English under the form of Dharma. We will have good approaches to prominent speakers, scholars, teachers, and professors in the field of Buddhist studies from different countries in different Buddhist traditions. For example, Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, Thailand, Sri Lanka, India for Theravada tradition, Vietnam, China, Japan, and Korea for Mahayana Buddhism, and Mongolia, Bhutan, and Tibet for Vajrayana Buddhist tradition. Today is our second dialogue in the series of weekly international meetings of the Winfield Dharma English Club, Bundan School of Buddhist Studies of Vietnam. It is my great pleasure that the Venerable Dr. Jeik, the Secretary of One Buddhist International Chinese Center of Hawaii, USA, has accepted my invitation as a guest speaker to have a talk with our 200 members of the club on the contents of Korean Buddhism and Won Buddhism, a new Buddhist tradition in modern Korea. So let me give you on the brief biography of Venerable Dr. Jeik. Reverend Jeik has been a Won Buddhist monk since 2006. He worked as the secretary of Won Buddhist Temple in Seoul, South Korea, from 2006 to 2008, and the Won Buddhist International Center of Hawaii, USA, from 2009 to 2012. During that time, he had a scholarship at the East West Center Asia Pacific Leadership Program from 2011 to 2012. In 2013, he worked as a manager of the water project at the Future of African Children in Africa. He worked at the Won Buddhist Temple in New Delhi, India, teaching meditation to youth from 2014 to 2017. He finished his MPhil degree in Buddhist Studies and Civilization at Buddha University in 2014 and his PhD in 2021. Now, he has been working as a Won Buddhist International Zen Center of Hawaii, USA since 2017. So once again, I'm very happy today to have G with us today, Mandeji. So very thank you so much for your coming and joining us for the talk today.
Thank you very much, Venerable Jeik. Now, may I request Rev.Dr. Hyun of the One Buddhist International Chinese Center of Hawaii, USA, to give your main speech today. Over the mic to you, sir.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm very honored to participate of this meeting. Bante Domdak is very great job of the spreading all the Buddha Dharma as a English. So I'm very appreciate my as a guest speaker to speak with you. And then I will share because of the I will share the can you sorry about that. I will share on my today topic. Okay, now sure. Can you see? Can you? Okay, now I'm sharing. First of all, I would like to express my deep gratitude to my Dhamma brother, Dr. Thich Dong Dak, for preparing a presentation in front of the monks and nuns at this precious time. The relationship between me and Bante has not forgotten how grateful I was at the time for Bante leading the pilgrimage as a group leader. When I went on the pilgrim for the first time in the winter of 2013, with the emotion of visiting the 8th holy place of Buddha for the first time for me at that time. So he leading me each and every place and explanation of the great of Buddha, Buddha's holy place like Bodh Gaya and Kushinagar and then etc. So I follow a group every year. After that, every year when I was in India 2013 to 20 at the time, every year I follow a group for the pilgrim, and then I also formed a small group to make a pilgrimage. It was great experience, and then I also appreciate for leading Bante Domdak to me leading the pilgrim of the Buddha. Today, I want to, the Bante said to me, please speak about the Korean Buddhism and Won Buddhism. Won Buddhism I belong in right now. So I received a request from Bante, the present topic. And then after thinking about this topic, I want to share with you because of when I was studying in India, its most difficult thing is how to become one as a name of Buddhism in between Theravada Buddhist tradition and Mahayana Buddhist tradition under the one Buddha's teaching. Because of our Gautama Buddha University, there are two major groups. There is one group is Myanmar Bante, and the other group is Vietnamese Bante. So Myanmar Bante following the Theravada Buddhist tradition, and Vietnam Bante following the Mahayana Buddhist tradition. So while talking about this topic, I think in Korean Buddhism and Won Buddhism can be talked about naturally. So let's talk about this topic. I respect the spirits of early Buddhism of the monk of Theravada tradition. In particular, I think that the monk's devotion to the arahantship is really wonderful. With the monks longing for the Buddha and the desire to become like him, so Myanmar Bante or Theravada Buddhist monk, they following the traditional, the law, and then they following the the Theravada tradition. That is very wonderful and then very great monk. So I know that no one can deny the history of Pali Nikaya, which have been followed by 500 Arahant tradition. Their pride is great. So I think that monks in Mahayana Buddhist tradition must study Nikaya also. This is because we can understand Mahayana Buddhism had to emerge from that Nikaya Buddhism. If you look, so the Myanmar Bante is very, the Theravada tradition is very proud of that following the Pali Nikaya. Actually in India, a Buddhist study is mostly they respect the Pali Nikaya. It's not, it is a very respect to the Theravada tradition because of only that teaching is original Buddha's teaching. They believe that one. But if you look at the Kudaka Nikaya, which is not founded in the 4 Chinese Agama Sutra in the Mahayana tradition, we can see trace of the effort of the Theravada monks who worked tirelessly to overcome the limitation of Nikaya. In Kudaka Nikaya, if it is not direct teaching that the Buddha himself preached it, but if it is lined with the Buddha's will. One of them is the question of King Milinda, which was added at the 3rd Buddhist Council in Patna. And I know Neti Pakarana, which was added at the 6th Buddhist Council in Yangon. I believe that if the Buddha's true meaning is living sutra, it must be a Buddhist sutra, whether it is Pali or Sanskrit. This is a faithful question that must be faced by anyone who studies Mahayana Buddhist scriptures. Is this sutra really preaching by the Buddha? If you are blocked by this question and do not study the Mahayana Buddhist scriptures, you are also biased toward the other side. The Mahayana Buddhist movement was like a revolution that the teachings of the true Buddha Dharma had paid with the passage time of the meaningful monk and lay deep Buddhists took the initiative to participate. It occurred between about one before common era and then second common era. At the representative sutra of the early Mahayana Sutra, such as Avatamsaka Sutra, Prajna Paramita Sutra, and the Lotus Sutra, have the true meaning of the Buddha's Dharma in early sects. I don't think there is any objection at all compared with Nikaya, which is direct teaching of Buddha. Also, when the Buddhas pick up a leaf of a Simsapa tree, he said, "What I have said with mouth is one leaf, and what I have not spoke is like the globe of the Simsapa trees." All teachings of the Buddha taught to save sentient beings is a religion called Buddhism. In particular, the Lotus Sutra is one of the best sutra. 3 vehicle is means, 1 Buddha vehicle is true teaching of Buddha. And it is a sutra at the apex of the idea of salvation, which is the inherent duty of religion. The ideology preached in the Lotus Sutra was declared by Buddhism as a religion, not a philosophy or morality. And the Tathagata embryo idea that 3 kaya ideology of Nimankaya, Sambhogakaya, and Dharmakaya are all means of salvation, and that everyone can attain enlightenment by receiving the prophecy. It is a scripture of the 2 scripture that reveal the true meaning of the Buddha's coming to this world. I watch the daily routine of Vietnamese monks and nuns who recite this Lotus Sutra in the morning and evening. I admire the Vietnamese monks and nuns who keep the tradition of Mahayana without forgetting the true meaning of Buddha. Korean Buddhism has a history of over 2,000 years. For the first 1,500 years, it was welcome and respected. Many high-ranking of virtuous monks shed blood and sweat to properly convey the Buddha's teaching. During the Goryeo dynasty, the Tripitaka Koreana made the Tripitaka Koreana and had been passed down to this day. And Sakuram and Bulguksa temple had reached a point where many people admire their art as a World Heritage Site. However, for remaining 500 years, as part of Neo-Confucian movement during the Joseon dynasty, and in Buddhism, corruption were rampant, and they suffered persecution and oppression from the leaders group. However, the teaching and the spirit of Buddhism have been passed down through the people. However, in 1910, Japanese Empire usurped Korean sovereignty, and Korea became a colony of Japanese Empire for 35 years. In same way, there was a movement to abolish Buddhism in Korea by making it belong to Buddhism in Japan. In 1916, Sotaesan, who is founder of Won Buddhism, formed a group called the Buddhist Dharma Research Society and tried to innovate Joseon Buddhism. After liberation, this movement was renamed Won Buddhism. The core of Won Buddhism's teaching is when matter is enlightened, let's awaken the mind. The development of a scientific civilization prevents the human mind from degenerating into material slavery. In order for a human to become a material user with the study method of the triple study and 8 articles and 4-fold grace and 4 essentials. It is to lead all sentient beings who are drawing in the turbulent sea of suffering to a vast and immeasurable paradise by expanding spiritual power and conquer material power through the faith in a religion based on truth and training in morality based on fact. This is because of the true meaning of a Buddha's coming to this earth is the enlightenment and salvation of all sentient beings. Won Buddhism is a new Buddhism movement that succeeded the true will of a Buddha 105 years ago. It started as an awakening of Sotaesan in 1916, Korea. Won Buddhism, Korean tongue is Won Bulgyo, a compound of the Korean words. Won is a circle and Bulgyo is Buddhism, which literally means circular Buddhism or consummate Buddhism, founded in Korea in the 20th century. Instead of the statue or painting of the Buddha figure, believers meditate before a one or circle. During different stages of Korean history leading up to the 20th century, Buddhism and Confucianism took turn as Korea's leading ideology. Won Buddhism seeks a way to synthesize some of conflicting teaching of Buddhism and Confucianism. The central doctrine lies in the tenets of Ilwon-sang, which states that Ilwon, one circle, the Wonbulgyo name for the Dharmakaya Buddha, is the source of all sentient beings, sentient and non-sentient beings in the universe. The original nature of all the Buddha and Patriarch, and the Buddha nature of all sentient beings. One Buddhist faith begins with the belief of Ilwon-sang as an all-encompassing source and center. Whether there is no distinguish between great and small, between small self and others, between void and being. Just as like a finger pointing at the moon, Ilwon-sang enshrined as the symbol of the Dhammakaya of the Buddha, refers to the Buddha nature of the Tathagata and the fundamental source of one's life. Buddhism is the pathway to enlightenment. One Buddhism, although embracing the Buddha's teaching, revitalizes and modernizing traditional Buddha Dharma in order to realize Sotaesan's ideal. Buddha Dharma is daily life, and daily life is Buddha Dharma. According to Sotaesan, a living religion is one where spiritual practice is not separate from real life. To one student's question, what is great way? The master replied, what all people can follow this great way, what only a few can follow this the small way. The initial organization for the school was established in 1918 under the name of Society for the Study of Buddha Dharma, known by the name until 1947, when the second Master Jeong-san renamed the order One Buddhism. The treatise on renovation of Korean Buddhism provide a blueprint for Park Sotaesan's approach to reforming Korean Buddhism. At the beginning of this treatise, Sotaesan Park Jung-bin identified the main issue of his reform agenda as changing Korean Buddhism in all aspects, from the Buddhism from abroad to Buddhism for Koreans, from the Buddhism of the past to the Buddhism of the present and future, from the Buddhism of the few monks residing in the mountain to the Buddhism of the general public. Parks claimed the Korean Buddhism during the early 20th century need seriously renovation. I just stop here because of the behind the part is Lotus Sutra, but Lotus Sutra is very well-known sutra. I just want to share my book. This is recently publication of this book. Name is The Buddha in the Lotus Sutra and One Buddhism.
Excuse me, Bandaji, first stop sharing.
So this book we can
Excuse me,
in
Bandaji,
the Amazon.
Excuse me.
You just put in name of Jeik at the time you can purchase this on Kindle version. So printing version published in India right now. Oh, okay.
Now you can share your PPT file.
Should I stop here?
No, you can share your PPT file to introduce your new book.
Oh, sorry about that. I
Yes, they can
forget
see
it.
your
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So you can see, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. This is a Kindle version of the, I don't know, it can possible to purchase in Vietnam, but now if you can, and in the Amazon, you can find out, you just put my name You can find out the Buddha in the Lotus Sutra and the One Buddhism. So this is the chapter. Part 1 is Buddha, awakened human being. This is a Theravada viewpoint of the Theravada Buddhism. So Sutta Nipata, Vinaya Pitaka, and then Mahabharata Sutta and Khuddaka Nikaya. How evolution of the concept of Buddha from the early to the timing. And the second is transcendental being. Buddha is transcendental being. This is the early the Mahasanghika, Mahabhastu, Abhidhamma-kosa, and Lalita Vistara and Divyanabhada, how they developed the concept of Buddha is not only human being but also transcendental being. There is a second chapter, and third chapter is embodiment of Dhamma. So there is Mahasanghika and sub-school and Prajna Paramita Sutra. And then 10 stages to Dasabhumika Sutra, how they develop this embodiment is Dhammakaya Buddha, actually. And then the Lotus Sutra, Sattharma Pundarika Sutra. So how they develop Buddha is not only philosophical or historical Buddha, but as a religious Buddha, is who saving all sentient beings in this world. So how the Buddha in the Lotus Sutra is skillful meaning, and the saver Buddha. So in integration of three vehicles, eternal life of Buddha. This is also a concept of the Amitabha Buddha coming from here. So Lotus Sutra is conclusion of this all historical, philosophical, and religious Buddha. So that's why Lotus Sutra is very important of teaching of a Buddha. And the part 2 is a historical background of concept of Buddha in Korean Buddhism. So how the Korea accepted Buddhism, pre-Buddhism in Korea, and three kingdom period of unification, and Goryeo dynasty, Joseon dynasty, and then the concept of Buddha in Korean One Buddhism, and then comparative concept of Buddha in the Lotus Sutra and Korean One Buddhism. So Ilwon-sang, so it's a one circle image is as a Dhammakaya Buddha, and purple grace is Sambhogakaya, and three-fold study is Nimankaya Buddha. So this is the chapter of this book. So after this, if you want to more study, you just following, if you can possible to, purchase this, the book can possible. Okay, now I'm finished of my speech. Can you? How should I read? Okay. Now I'm finished.
Okay, moderator, Thongchang. Okay, it's just finished.
Thank you very much, sir, for enlightening us with the teaching and providing very important information on One Buddhism. Sutra, Saddhamma Pundarika Sutra, and it's our first time to know One Buddhism in Korea. We have got lots of knowledge that you have given us today, Rev.Dr. Jeik, and through your lecture, I know more about One Buddhism. For example, history, as soon as introduction, One Buddhism. I am promised Summary, I remember your lecture yes. For example, indigenous religion founded in Korea in 19th century, in 19th century, and instead of statue, Buddha believer meditate before 1 circle or one during different state of his historical of Koreans leading up to the 20th century, and with the combination of Buddhism and Confucianism. Confucianism soon as legends ideology of Koreans, and about history. There was a person that name there was a person attained enlightenment in 1916 and had the recognition of in the world advancing the world which humans would be enslaved in advanced material or civilization, and he want to save the world. Is only the way to expanding spiritual power through study of religion, and training in also, and religion. He studied religious mission, and after there was a man renamed order the one Buddhism. Yes, and I thank you for your introduction, for your some books about Sutra, Lotus Sutra, Buddha Dhamma, Lotus Sutras. Yes. Now, if I have if I have opportunities, I will try to read it to know more about one Buddhism and Buddha lecture. Yes, to practice. Yes, and once again, many thanks to you, venerable Jeik. And now we come to question and answer session. Anyone who wants to ask our subjects, Rev.Dr. Jeik, kindly raise your hand and feel free to be asked, please. Who any else want to ask a question for him now? Who any else? If while waiting some question for everyone, I want to have a question for you now. Your religion only refer to Saddhammapundarika Sutta. Other Sutta of Mahayana mentioned? Are other Sutta of Mahayana mentioned? Apart from Saddhammapundarika?
Actually, one circle is coming from Prajna Paramita Sutra. Actually, it's a sunyata. In the one circle meaning is a sunyata. It's the same meaning of Prajna Paramita Sutra. So mainly we study Diamond Sutra and Prajna Paramita Sutra. Lotus Sutra actually in one Buddhism is very rare to teaching, but my intent, Lotus Sutra is very important. So that's why I just writing about the thesis, my doctoral degree thesis. One Buddhism have to learn of the Lotus Sutra. So that is my intent of the the speech.
Yes. Thank you. Who else want to ask a question for him now?
Good afternoon, sir. I have a question. Can you share how to meditation upon Buddhism?
Can you say again? I cannot listen. I cannot clear to listen.
Can you share how to meditation of one Buddhism?
How to meditation?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so mostly in the morning, 5 a.m., we do meditation an hour before starting of the routine. So that is mostly, I can say, is the samadhi is samadhi meditation. It's not the vipassana meditation. And then sitting meditation. We do teaching firstly sitting meditation. After that, vipassana also utilize on daily life. So we doing the vipassana meditation, not just counting of my breathing or working, but we calculate, we just watching my action, my habitual action to change is good or bad. So we can calculate end of the day, what is good action, how many counting of the good action, how many bad action, by the habitual action I did at that time, we calculate. That is a vipassana meditation. And then samadhi meditation take an hour a day in the morning time. And then actually my founding master said timeless Zen and playless sun meditation. So no everywhere, every time, if you do focusing on the one mind, is samadhi, that is meditation. So daily life, and then during Dhamma, Buddha Dhamma in daily life, always we have to utilize of in real life. That is very important teaching of the one Buddhism.
Thank you very much.
Come, thank you.
Who else?
And then if you can possible more interesting of this topic, you can purchase in the Amazon of my book. So in Kindle, but it's all like a ebook. It's a little bit. It's not the paper book, but ebook. So if you interesting of this, more interesting, and then I don't know in Vietnam can possible to buy, but I just recommend them. And then many thank you for Bante Damdak, because of this precious time and effort I share of my knowledge to your group. And then I also very miss Vietnam. I've been here, I've been there for 2 times, but I very miss the Dhamma brother and Dhamma sister. They take care of me in India and feeding all the Vietnam food in India at that time. I had a great po, and then the Vietnam food, and then I miss the cafe soda. Yeah, I'm very thankful for your generous. I know the Vietnam Bante and Vietnam sisters very compassionate and generous everywhere. Yeah.
Yes, Bante. Yes, one day we would like to invite you to come our school of Buddhist studies in Bandung province after
Yeah.
COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah.
Yes, warmly welcome, Bante Chi.
Great job, Bante.
Yes. Any question for him? Okay, be confident.
Excuse me.
Okay, yes.
May I ask you a little question that I wonder why you have hair, but because you are a monk
Monk.
and I why
Yeah.
you have, yeah.
Actually, for the first time, Korean Won Buddhism, I said to you, there is it's modernization, it's modernity. So it's not. It's Korea was colonized of the Japan for 35 years, and before colonization, 500 years, Buddhism is declining and then hiding in the mountain because of monk at that time is no respect. Neo-Confucianism, because of the Neo-Confucianism. So during 500 years, Korean societies who become a monk is very lower level of the people or very bad karmic retribution, something like they thinking like that. It's not the real, but they thinking like that. And then after the Korea Buddhism decline and then Korea, Japanese Buddhism, they don't cutting the hair. Some cut hair, but it's mostly Japanese Buddhist monk can marry and then they just say living in the secular life, something like that. It was mixed Buddhism and then Confucianism. So one Buddhism tried to modernization, and then it's a form also like my robe is not the same as yours, but we have the Korean Buddhism also same as traditional Buddhism, but one Buddhism is like a more like is try to modernity. That's why some people want to cut hair is okay, but it's not compulsory. No need to must cut the hair. And then in Hawaii here, USA, is very like when you cut the hair and then go outside something is like somebody who yeah, it is like USA is okay when you cut hair or long hair is okay, but for me it's not like it's not the familiar with the cutting hair, but after 10 years I want to cut. After 10 years yeah, I want to cut the same because of no need to shampoo. It is like a convenience and then save the money. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much. How long have you been become a monk of One Buddhism?
Before, after graduate the high school, and then I attending the Buddhist university. So that is 20 years old at that time. So for 10 years, we have to training. And then I became all-day ordination at 28 years or at the time, 28. So now I'm 43 years old. So almost 15 years ordained monk, as an ordained monk only. But almost 25 years I prepare for every conclude all my school age, and then there is only 25 years or something like that. 23 years, yeah.
And if I practice meditation, does the one Buddhism chants sutta or mantra?
Yeah, Heart Sutra. We chanting the Heart Sutra. And then Diamond Sutra. That is a main we chanting the sutra, main sutra. And then the Lotus Sutra, we don't chant in the Lotus Sutra, but I know the Vietnamese Sangha, they chanting the Lotus Sutra. That is very great job, and then following the tradition of the Mahayana Buddhist tradition. There is, I very respect that kind of your tradition. When I was visit the Vietnam temple in Vietnam, so they chanting a lot, and then yeah, there is very I admire, I respect the Buddhist Sangha in Vietnam. Yeah, a lot of chanting, and Amitabha Buddha chanting a lot. So that is, I think, is a missing point of Korean Buddhism because of declining. Before we have this tradition, but we missed it. So, but I founding it Vietnam Buddhist Sangha of the many like a Mahayana Buddhist Sutra, they chanting. There is very very good. We have to learn from your Sangha, I think. Korean Buddhism, I think. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And then I also respect Thich Nhat Hanh Bante, also spreading all like Buddhism all over the world. There is a great job. And then I know the power of Buddhism in Vietnam is very powerful. And then you guys leading very good to the people of the salvation. So Lotus Sutra actually is saving all the sentient being and the world. That is Lotus Sutra, or the Buddha's power, by Buddha's power. That is the main point. So Vietnam Sangha is very great job for that salvation. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Might I ask you about the meaning of the yellow symbol in your outfit? I see a very big circle in a yellow symbol in front of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is perfect. It is like a we call the sunyata. We can call the sunyata. Sunyata is emptiness, but emptiness.
Excuse me. I don't hear to you. I don't hear everything to you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. absolute true, absolute true. Buddha Dharma is absolute true. Yeah. But you have to awaken, otherwise it's only the words we cannot speak, we cannot explain of this truth, only awakening yourself. Otherwise, I can say again and again, there is only the point to the moon, the finger. So you have to see the moon. Otherwise, we cannot catch it.
Connected to
Thank you.
Jane,
Thank you very much.
page 1, Hyun.
Good afternoon, Sir. How to become a nun in Rome, Buddhism? Thank you very much.
We have also Reverend of the woman Reverend, same way, and we have also same as me. Actually, Hawaii temple. My master is a woman. Yeah, so she is higher than me. So it's very equal, monk and nuns right. So even the one Buddhist nun, it's the same way to study university. After university, they have to MA degree, and then they become a nun of the ordination. And then the same way, it's not the different man and woman. No, it's equal. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I have a question. Are women allowed to become a nun of one Buddhism? Can they leave home and family or to get out of a family in order to join the Buddhist community to become a nun? Do you have any problems?
Can you speak again? I cannot.
Yes, a woman allowed to become a nun of one Buddhism.
All women. Yeah.
Yes, a woman. It's a permit. Do they have any problem in they practicing compare with men?
Practice compare with a man.
Yes.
Is a problem?
Yes. They have any problems when they call a leave home and family or get out of family in order to join Buddhist communities to become a nun. If they permit, do they have any problem in their practicing compared with men? Yes.
I'm not clear your questioning, but Korean society is very equal. It's more like the human right is very developed. So woman right, actually these days, woman right is very strong. So men's of the in Korean people who men they say is an inequality. Men say is inequality. So women's power is very strong in Korea. Women's right, yeah. And then one Buddhism actually better than women's power is better than men's power. So women's power is very strong especially in one Buddhism. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Who else want to ask a question for you? 1 years.
Thank you, Miss. Okay.
Yes,
Okay. First of all, thank you for all information that you said today. Yeah, and that's a really interesting. And you have just shared with us about your book. And to be honest, I'm really surprised about it. So, dear sir, can you share with us how to get the motivation to finish your book? Because I know that it's a really long, over 300 pages. Is that right? Yeah, thank you.
But how did you feel when you first?
What I mean to say is that, can you share with us how to get the motivation to finish your book?
Okay, I understand. My dream is become a Buddha when I was high school at that time. So that's why I just become a monk. So I try to find out who is Buddha, what is Buddha, but I cannot find out in Korea. So that questioning come again as continue. So finally, I have a chance to go to India, and then I just following the pilgrim with the Bante Damdak. So Bante Damdak show me the Buddha's holy place. So when I reach it the first time in Bodh Gaya, Mahabodhi temple inside it, and then I see the Buddha statue. So I cry. I found out who is Buddha. So I met Buddha at that time. So inside my mind, I try to find out, because of its difficulty is Theravada Buddhist monk, they say Buddha is a human being, no other than just a human being, an arahant. But the Mahayana Buddhist monk say, no, that is not not only human being, but also like a Dharmakaya Buddha, salvation, all of the world and the sentient being, like Lotus Sutra said. So I try to find out how the Buddha concept of Buddha developed from the early Buddhism as a human being born in Lumbini and passed away in Kushinagar. There is a historical Buddha, but time goes by. Mahasangika sector said, no, Buddha is never die, never birth. Buddha is like a transcendental being. It's not the worldly being, something like that. And then Buddha embodied the Dharma, and then they slowly developing the concept of Buddha, Nirmankaya, Sambhogakaya, and Dharmakaya. And finally, Lotus Sutra is saver. Buddha is saving all the sentient being in the world, something like that. So finally, I finding out the concept of Buddha, and then how I believe the Buddha, not only historical and philosophical, but also religious Buddha. That's why I just try to figure out. Finally, I figured out that who is Buddha, and then there is my lifetime work, and then finally I finished the thesis, and then try to become a Buddha myself. That is my lifetime work. Is not, yeah. So continue to study and then practice to become Buddha, awakened human being. Yeah. And then not this life, not only this life, but also next life again as a bodhisattva, again and again, something like that. That's it.
Yeah, thanks a lot, dear sir.
Very good question. Thank you for asking this question. Oh, it's your Dhamma Bante Damda. You have a very great student. Yeah, and English very good. I'm very surprised their yeah understanding and then asking questions, something like that.
Excuse me. Can I share about the daily routine of monk in Won Buddhism?
Sorry.
Can I share about the daily routine of monk in Won Buddhism?
Daily routine. Oh, okay. Daily routine of one Buddhism. Okay. In the morning, we wake up 4:30 a.m. and then prepare for meditation. And 5 o'clock we do meditation. To 6, 5 to 6 we do meditation, and 6 to 7 we cleaning the temple, nearby temple, and then after 7 to 8 prepare for breakfast and the eating, and then 8 to 9 it's 9 o'clock actually we starting to the routine, but mostly my routine in Hawaii right now, we have territory about 1 acre lands in Hawaii. We have a training center here. So I take care of the garden, and then and then we have local people. Here is Hawaii. People come for yoga and meditation. Tomorrow we have a Sunday meditation class to 10 to 12, to 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock. We have meditation for local people. And today Saturday we have a yoga class, and then Saturday, Wednesday we have a yoga teaching the yoga, and then normal day in training center we have a lot of the room and then the territory. So when summer vacation and winter vacation, Korean people come here for training, and then daily life, I just go to to those to people who in Hawaii, lay people. I'm meeting them and then visiting their place and then sharing the Dharma, something like that. It's all depends on the condition. I'm here in Hawaii like that, but in Korea also depends on different temple. But for me, because of nowadays COVID-19, a lot of so it's very difficult to visiting other people's. So always we have to wear the mask, and then even just with meditation with a mask, wear the mask, and then yoga even also same like that. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What is the one to ask the question? If it's that it's anything else. So now I close question and answer session here. Once again, many thanks to you, Venerable Jeik, for your answerings. And now, may I request Venerable Rev.Dr. to give your vote of thanks, Venerable, please.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Respected the Venerable Dr. Jeik, the all members of our club. First of all, I am very pleased to receive encouragements and instructions from the Most Venerable Dr. Tan, the Director of the School of Buddhist Studies, on our faculty members and teachers to found this pioneer club in the field of Buddhist studies. For the completion of this wonderful presentation, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to my friend, Venerable Dr. Jeik, who not only accepted my official invitation as a speaker today, but also give such an excellent presentation and discussion on Korean Buddhism and Won Buddhism, so that our members in the club can understand in the last vision about the new Buddhist sect in Korea in modern age. My deep and special thankfulness to you, Bante Jeik, for your valuable knowledge and affectionate inspiration, which encourage us to study Dharma English and English Dharma more and more. And on this auspicious occasion, I would like to express gratefulness and thankfulness to my beloved members of our club. We are not here without your support, cooperation, encouragement, and effort. So I believe that with these persistent weekly activities together, our goal of perfection of Dharma English will be realized and recognized in a happy way. So try to come and join our club for sharing and understanding the Dharma English. So next, I also would like to send my special thanks to our moderator today, Sister Thong Chong. I am really impressed on your words and speeches. Congratulations on your good performance today, Thong Chong. Last but not the least, I am thankful to all participants for joining us in this international interactive meeting. So thank you once again. Thank you for joining us in this international interactive meeting. So may you all experience the true peace and happiness in this life and the future. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Venerable Thich. And now we are going to come to the last session by singing our national anthem of club. I have right, I am home.
So now we will close our meeting by our national club. I have arrived, I am home. This we want us to understand the ultimate truth, like a sunyata emptiness. Is also the main concept in the Won Buddhism. So if we come back here now, we can realize what is the ultimate truth. So please listen and sing together.
I have arrived, I am home, in the here and in the now. I have arrived, I am home, in the here and in the now. I am solid, I am free, I am solid, I am free. In the arms of Jeik in the arms of Jeik.
Yes, thank you very much, Bante Jeik, for coming today. Thank you. Thank you, all members. Best of luck. May you all be healthy in body, peaceful in mind, happy in life, and successful in your career. Thank you.
Dear Van,
We hope to see you again in the next meeting, Banerjee, if you have free time. See you on. See you. So our next guest speaker is Dr. Arun Kumar. Is a professor from Nalanda Mahavihara, the famous university in India. The university, the most venerable Thích Minh Châu, he got a PhD from there, and most venerable Thích Thiện Châu also. Nava Nalanda Mahavihara. Yes. Rồi hôm nay chúng ta hiểu hết không? Hôm nay có vẻ hiểu hết ha.
dạ thưa thầy.
Yes.
Dạ, người Hàn Quốc gọi tu sĩ là gì ạ?
Hả? Cũng
Bikini là
cũng giống như là nâng thì chúng ta cũng gọi là bikini luôn hả? Bikini hay sister hả? Bikini sister.
Này có điện hỏi mà mấy cô nói nhiều quá không hỏi được.
Đổ đi.
Chúng ta cứ hỏi bình thường nha hả? Bình thường.
Em đâu nói vào đây đâu.
Từ từ nghe, từ từ sẽ nghe được ha. Từ từ mình sẽ nghe từ từ sao nó tương đối. Đó là như bây giờ bảo đảm cái buổi thứ hai là chúng ta nghe tốt hơn buổi thứ nhất đúng không? Buổi này ta nghe tốt rồi này. Cái cảm giác chúng ta có nghe được tốt rồi này. Không cần nghe hết đâu, chúng ta không cần nghe hết đâu, từ từ. Để bữa sau nghe hết. Bữa sau là vị giáo sư ở trường Đà Lan Đà đó, trường mà ngày xưa ôn Thiện Châu, ôn Minh Châu mình tốt nghiệp tiến sĩ á. Thì vị này là dạy Bali. Thì không biết là Thái cũng đang chọn đề tài, có thể là giới thiệu trường nhưng mà Thái nói thôi đỡ giới thiệu một đề tài nào đó thì tùy theo Thái ha. Từ sau.
Để thầy cho con hỏi làm sao để cải thiện cái khả năng nghe của mình nữa.
Ông Tịnh ha.
Dạ.
Muốn cải thiện nghe thì trước hết chúng ta phải đọc đúng hả? Học phát âm trước này. Chúng ta học phát âm trước. Chúng ta phải đọc đúng trước rồi chúng ta mới nghe được. Phải học hết tất cả các âm thanh trong tiếng Anh rồi chúng ta mới nghe được, thì từ từ mới cải thiện. Chúng ta đã qua lớp phát âm chưa? Vẫn Tịnh như đâu phải trong lớp này ha?
Dạ,
chúng ta phải học các âm thanh trước ha. Nói chung là học phát âm trước ha, bỏ ra 2 tháng học phát âm trước. Này từ từ cải thiện nghe. Rồi, câu lạc bộ có ai thắc mắc gì nữa không? Những cái từ mà khi nói thì chúng ta cũng viết hết rồi đó. Những từ mà khó mà chúng ta nghe khó hiểu á, hay là những cái kiến thức nền này chúng ta đã ghi rồi đó. Chúng ta tra từ điển, còn không tra thì nhìn để chúng ta viết ha. Từ một ngày chúng ta học nhiêu đó thôi, từ từ sẽ tiến bộ. Rồi, thắc mắc gì nữa không?
Vì giáo sư đào nói như tiếng Hàn.
Đúng rồi. Khi mà chúng ta mà gặp rất là nhiều vị giáo sư của các nước thì chúng ta nhận diện ra một điều gì là tiếng Anh nó không phải là tiếng Anh mà tiếng Anh nó phụ thuộc vào cái thổ ngữ của mọi nơi, đúng không? Giống như mình nói tiếng Anh là chắc chắn người ta nói cái vị này nói tiếng Anh giống người Việt, đúng rồi. Vì mình không thể nào mà nói giống bản ngữ được, không thể nào nói giống bản ngữ được. Quan trọng là nói đúng là được, nhưng mà vị này phát âm tương đối chuẩn á ha, chỉ cần phát âm chuẩn là được. Còn cái giọng của họ thì chúng ta sẽ học này. Bây giờ là có tiếng Ấn này, tiếng Miến này, tiếng Anh Miến này, tiếng Anh Lào, tiếng Campuchia này. Chúng tôi có mấy bạn tiếng Anh Bhutan này, có mấy vị sư tiếng Anh Tây Tạng, thì chúng ta sẽ nghe hết ha, từ từ lần từng nó sẽ nghe hết. Nhưng mà quan trọng là chúng ta học cái cốt lõi của phát âm rồi nó chuẩn là được. Còn lại là thổ ngữ, đúng không? Người Việt Nam mình đâu ai nói giống MC đài truyền hình Việt Nam được, đúng không? Chúng ta có Huế rồi Quảng Nam, Đà Nẵng, Bình Định, Ba Mé rồi Yên Đá rồi người Việt Nam miền Tây thì chúng ta vẫn nói, nhưng mà chúng ta vẫn nói, chúng ta vẫn hiểu, đúng không? Thì đó là chúng ta hướng đến. Bất kỳ ngôn ngữ tiếng Anh của nước nào chúng ta cũng có thể hiểu được. Đó là chúng ta hướng đến này. Chúng ta đừng có hình dung mình sẽ nói giống như một cái vị MC của đài truyền hình BBC, VOA không được. Rồi, next. Này. Hỏi gì nào? Hình như hôm nay tỷ lệ nó còn ít ra, còn có 7 mấy vị 7 mấy, nhưng mà nếu có 1 mấy 2 3 mấy thì tầm khoảng trăm vị tham gia.
Dạ mô Phật, dạ bạch thầy, con thấy nơi chỗ trò chuyện nó còn ghi là làm daily routine of one Buddhist là gì ạ?
Daily là gì? Là hàng ngày hả? Routine là
hàng ngày, không nhưng mà từ
one Buddhism là cái Phật giáo One á, cái truyền thống Phật giáo One là truyền thống cái tông phái mới của Hàn Quốc á, mới thành lập này thôi, năm chúng tôi nhớ như 1918 nha. Cách tăng.
Nhưng con ý nó nghĩa là chiến thắng ạ.
One thì cũng đã là one, nghĩa là một truyền thống cách tăng ha. Lúc nãy như là one là chỉ là một cái nó nghĩa nó giống như tánh không vậy đó ha, tánh không vậy đó. Tại vì one Buddhism là như chưa đợi tiếng Việt, cho nên chúng ta dùng là Phật giáo One. Trong các bài báo của giác ngộ hay Phật giáo mình, người ta cũng dịch là Phật giáo One ha, Phật giáo One là Phật One, là Phật One.
Dạ.
Hôm nay đầu One mà ha, tu sĩ mà cao tóc đấy. Nãy có hỏi nó 10 năm nữa cao tóc. truyền thống như thế. Ảnh hưởng của Nhật Bản, ảnh hưởng của Phật giáo Nhật Bản. Rồi lúc bây giờ thì cái phong trào mới của Khổng giáo, phong trào mới của Khổng giáo cho nên họ phải cách tâm. Tại vì bên cái thời đó bây giờ Hàn Quốc bây giờ nó bắt đầu nó chuộng về Thiên Chúa này, cái tôn trọng của tu sĩ, cho nên giờ họ cũng phương tiện. Hai bài kinh chính là kinh Bát Nhã với kinh Pháp Hoa ha, cốt lõi về Phật tánh và tánh không, họ dùng tư tưởng, cũng lấy tư tưởng đại thừa của mình. Rồi chúng ta không có câu hỏi gì, chúng ta kết thúc tại đây ha. Ok. Cảm ơn tất cả thành viên ha. Thank you so much. Thank you all members for joining us.